All right, welcome back to another video. Today I have a special guest, Anthony, who's a proud Tesla owner. And we're going to be driving today through some of the routes that I continually have some problems with and to show you some of those. So tell me, Anthony, how long you've been a Tesla owner?
Since March or April of 2022.
And what got you into Tesla?
Well, the electrification, the FSD technology. I guess back in the day it was autopilot, but yeah, all of the technology that Tesla has given us.
And how long have you had are you on your first or second Tesla?
I'm on my second Tesla, Model
Okay.
Y Performance.
Oh, nice. And you currently FSD user?
I am.
How do you like it?
It's quirks. I'm
Yeah.
on version 12.3.6 right now.
Okay, that's the same one I'm using today. So it's been the same version. I know that we got recently was sent out to some of the original beta testers, now supervised, 12.4.1 and now 12.4.2.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to head to typically my work location on the way there, where I've seen some of the most problems as far as lane. I think a lot of people complain that the cars change lanes often. And my complaint is not really that, but before it decides to get into a lane, it doesn't know which lane to get in. And it has a problem being confident to go into one or the other lane. So, that's been one of my ongoing issues, because if there's somebody behind you, they could mistakenly think that you're going into a different lane, and then it corrects itself and then goes into the wrong lane. So that could be definitely a problem. It seems that that's been one of my biggest pet peeves. And by far, I use full self-driving about 99% of the time. I just went to Florida in April, and it was great, but there are some quirks that definitely need to be ironed out, especially with going to 12.4, that version, where Elon has said that it's going to be 5 to 10 times better than it's currently at right now, at least as far as disengagements. So definitely want to check that out, and hopefully we get that soon. This is not really the big issue, so I'm just currently driving right now. We're gonna actually set it up pretty soon, and here we go. My drive is typically fine. It's gotten to a point where I really don't disengage. I usually have to either step on the accelerator pedal if I need to push it along further, but for the most part, I don't have really any major concerns, except for a few quirks, as you would say. What do you think? What are some of the issues that you come into?
A lot of the issues are at the beginning or the end of the drive on city streets.
City streets, yeah.
And I've had a lot of interventions on the highway, but of course that's still the V11 stack.
Yeah. Once, I guess, hopefully maybe by the end of the year, we merge everything over to the V version 12 stack, which would, I think, solve a lot of issues on both sides, either the city streets and then also the highway as well. So here's not this intersection. This intersection's okay, but we'll find out if it does change lanes and then gets back. Actually, this is good here. So it's confident through this, going through a yellow, and we're fine there. So this is the next intersection that I typically have problems with. Now there's more traffic in the morning, so right now I'm not sure how it's going to respond with limited traffic after rush hour. So it's roughly a little after 7 o'clock. Now this is where I have the problem. So it's going right down the middle, and here we go. We're in the middle lane, and it's a yellow light. Now it's going to the right lane, no signal. There's a problem right there. So let's catch that on video there. that seems to be that's an ongoing issue. Now there's cars coming and merging in, so this is trying to be safe at this point. We should be okay now. That's one of the biggest issues as far as trying to figure out which lane to get in, and that's been an ongoing issue. Now we're going to have to brake pretty hard for this yellow light.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I have been recently just accelerating through that kind of intersection, just making sure that there's nobody in behind me. But yeah, we had to brake pretty hard for that. And I think, respectively, I think it could have made it, if it just kept the speed. It was just a yellow light. So the accelerations have been a lot better. I mean, remember, it used to put us back in our seats at the beginning, even with the earliest versions of 12.3, I think it was.
Now that braking that we just had back there,
yeah,
I feel like that was not safe.
For
the occupants of the car.
Right.
It hit the brakes so hard that something in the back seat actually flew. So
now, one of the things that I always talk about, especially on X, and you'll hear a lot of people say no disengagements. Okay, fine. I want the term passenger approved, because that would be a strike. Slamming on the brakes like that, and somebody being like, "Oh yeah, the car's in self-driving," and then the car has to slam on the brakes because of a yellow light like that.
Imagine somebody's in, say, like a robo-taxi or in the back seat, and the car did that. They would be like, am I okay?
Yeah. And in a robo-taxi situation, I know we're not there yet,
right?
But there's not going to be a steering wheel. There's not going to be an accelerator or a brake. So you can't, you can't take control if you had to. You're just going to have to deal with it. So we got to get to a point where we're not even think about it. Now, we've come a long way since the early versions of FSD. Places like at the beginning where I had to yield, where it would actually stop for nothing. Like it would stop waiting and then, okay, yeah, it's clear, and then it would go. Now it's yielding properly. So there's been a lot of advancements, don't get me wrong, but there are some things that still need to be fixed. I still want to reiterate that using the term passenger approved, I think that should be the ongoing message. And I think that would be great if that's what we need to get to, is passenger approved. Whether it's a family, a friend, co-worker, somebody that's never been in the car, are they going to freak out? So, all right, we're going to end this one. We're going to put another destination in and come up with another issue that we encounter. All right, we'll be right back. We're going through downtown Kirkwood. And what I want to see is how it really does over railroad crossings. There's times where it does slow down a little bit, but I think it needs to go another level and slow down even further. Especially the ones in St. Louis that don't take care of the railroad tracks, where there's big dips and uneven pavement and things like that. So. Now we got a flashing yellow. I want to point out this one here. So let's see if it slows down. It's trying. Oh no, it's slowing down. We got a flashing yellow. It's slowing down, and it's almost stopping. All right. I mean, it's unacceptable. We need to fix that. And I think a lot of people know these issues, but we're trying to point these out, that it's still not perfect. You got to pay attention. You got to be ready to take over when you want or need to. And especially around these types of situations where, it's a flashing yellow. I better be ready to take over or press on the accelerator. Wouldn't you agree?
Flashing yellow is another passenger approval thing.
Yeah.
You don't need to disengage, but it's a little uncomfortable when it's kind of dragging a little bit, slowing down.
Yeah, that's unnerving a little bit, especially when you don't need to slow down, That's been really an ongoing issue since the beginning of FSD, beta versions way back. It's always been a problem. And sometimes it was hit or miss, but it's still a problem. All right, we're going to be making a right turn. Turns are not too bad. I mean, I really don't have any problems worrying about curb rash or any of these things. My car is a hardware 4. It's a 2023 Model Y Performance. And I really have never had any major issues or worrying about making turns. So this is, yep, we got green, but we could have made a right on red. Turn was good.
Good acceleration boost there.
Yeah, top the speed. Now, my preference lately with this version too is sometimes it hugs. I don't know about you, but it does hug the innermost part of the road.
Mm-hmm.
It should be in the center but I think sometimes it feels like we're almost close to the edge, where it could be maybe more center.
In earlier versions, I had the opposite, where he was hugging too close to the other side.
Oh, the outside lane?
Right.
I think at times it does that. I mean, as far as, I think right now it's all right, but there are some points where it's kind of close, where it could be centered a lot better.
I've always wondered, what it is actually looking at when it's centering itself, because when it is off center, it's also off center on the display.
Mm-hmm.
So the car knows it's one way or the other.
I think I need a new suction cup mount, just because it's it's moving pretty rapidly in the car with just one suction cup mounted to the glass. All right, so it's got to get it into the middle lane here. It'll move over a little bit. There we go. I can probably reach out and touch these cars. It's tight in Kirkwood. All right. A little too close for comfort. This car is going to have to move over, unless they're going to make a right turn. No, they're moving. They're moving over. All right, so there's a railroad crossing up here. It's green light, so maybe we can make it and not have to stop. This is downtown Kirkwood. Still got a green light. Now this railroad crossing is not too bad. It's been redone. I'm going 22 miles an hour. Let's see if it slows down. 20. I mean, there's a car in front of me, and now it wants to move out of that lane. I mean, that was... It didn't really need to make that turn, because I'm going to need to go in the left lane again. The destination I put was Subway, which is just up the road. I just wanted to get through the railroad crossing. Now I'm going to have to get in the left lane. There's a car next to me. Now I got my signal on. It's going to go through. Okay. That
was very smooth.
It was smooth.
It was in the wrong lane, but
mapping needs to be fixed. All right. So now I'm going to be going into Subway's parking lot pretty soon. So it's getting into the right lane. So we're going to make this turn here. I may go to the next one. Maybe it's going to go to the next one. Subway's up in this corner over here. We're not going to Subway. We just put a destination in. So it signal's on good. It's going in at a good speed. There's no traffic, and it's going to pull in. And you're probably blinded by the sun. And then it's going to pull over. Maybe. All right. It wants me to take over. All right. So that's, I mean, that was successful. I mean, it went over the railroad crossings okay. I was not too upset with that one, but I think it could have slowed a little bit more, especially depending on, you know, how steep the railroad crossing pavement is right before the, you know, there's different types. I think it should read the pavement a little bit better. What do you think?
Yep.
There's another one I do want to go over. However, they're redoing the road. In the area where I complain the most, they've actually repaved the road off on Geyer Road. So let's just check that area out, go over those railroad crossings if I can, and we'll take a look. The next video spot that we're going to look at is crossing through an intersection. There's a highway entrance, and then straight through is this continuing on through the street. There's a green or whatever light, and then there's a red light typically next to it. And my car has a problem, or at least this car has a problem with 12.3.6 on deciding whether it's a red light or a green light. So I'm trying to merge right now. There's no cars. We're good to go. So this is typically another way home from coming home from work. We got up to speed nicely. The speed limit on this road is 45. I'm going 51. So that's probably about what people do on the street. We have to watch for our yellow light, and then we're going to be slammed right into the windshield. All right, so that's good. I got another green light. Green's good. So if there's a green up here coming up, that's good. Slow down for this. Now there's two greens up here. Okay, here we go again. Brake. Oh my God. I mean, we didn't go through a red light, I guess. We could have made that. So typically the next light after this, the left lane is a left hand turn. The two left turn lanes. And then this lane is a straightaway through the intersection. So I think the problem is that these are all going to turn green, and we're going to have to redo it. Okay, green here. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got a green and a red. So here we go. Let's just see what happens. I'm going 27 miles an hour, 29, 31. It's slowing down. 26, 25. I got to go through. Car behind me. I got honked at. Yep. That's an issue. I just disengaged, so the person behind me was kind of upset why I was slowing down.
You should send a voice note.
Elon, fix the red and green side-by-side lights.
There we have it.
So, yeah, and he's coming up on me right now, probably thinking, like, what am I doing? All right, we're going to go over the school crossing and notice the incline and decline in the pavement, see if it slows down. Navigate to mobile on the run. We're leaving Kirkwood Deli. It's going to make a left turn here. Let's see how it does it. It's going to stop. Okay, that's pretty tight. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. It made me a little nervous, but it did it. All right, so here's the school crossing. Now, I'm going 28 miles an hour. I should be slower than this. It's not slowing down. So that's a problem. Even though we're not in session, but it should be slowing down. Now this is a pavement where it raises here. So this is a stop sign. This is not the problem. It's what happens after I proceed forward. Oh, it's slowing down a little bit. I wish it would have gone a little slower. We're going to turn around and see if it does the same thing. All right, gotta make a right turn here. There's a car coming on the left. Now it's gonna go. We're gonna try this again. So we got a stop sign, and then it should slow down over the raised pavement for the crosswalk for the school. So this isn't the problem. This is good. And we're gonna start to speed up here, which I wish it would go a little slower. I wish it would go slower. 23 miles an hour is too fast for that hill. So those are some of the major issues that I've encountered. I wish, obviously the railroad crossings, we definitely want to see that go a little bit slower. School zones, you know, as far as the yellow flashing and the red light and a green light right next to each other, it needs to decide. And then also trying to decipher which lane to get into. If it's an open lane, it should kind of know where to be at. So there you have it. Any other concerns or anything that we've kind of missed that you want to check out, Anthony?
No, I think that's it. I think we wait and see what 12.4. Whatever it will be brings us.
Yeah. I think that will be, I think the next thing would be definitely waiting for that. And then we can make another video on a similar, you know, route and on what we've gone through to test those against what we've just had in 12.3.6.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, thanks for enjoying and watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate everybody following along. And have a safe and great holiday, you know, 4th of July coming up. And enjoy celebrating. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.